For instance, if somebody comes in your film and decides to sing a Beyonce original, squeeze that mouth.
No, of course.
Do you know why?
Because squeeze the mouth.
You are liable in some way because you've given that person an opportunity to air his product on a bigger. Do you understand?
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Inkblot Meet and Greet podcast.
Wow, trying to be fancy,
What
man.
What
in the mud, you know.
What it feel?
Let's take that again. Welcome to another episode of Inkblot's Meet and Greet podcast.
She made it. I know, right?
With your hosts, Zulu
Damola.
and Naz.
Hello. I can't speak for myself again. Wow.
Don't let him talk too much.
They've told me I talk too much. Wow.
And with us today, well, this is so interesting, guys, because for us, in line with our what's the word now? Gongo attitude towards industry building. We want to speak about what actually is the foundation of the industry. It's IP, isn't it? And so today we are here with the beautiful Joy Azumara. Wow.
She's trying to come to our industry, yes, you know. She's like, you know, I do be a lawyer, but I can also act.
Yeah. Who is senior associate at Jackson Etti And Edu, a fantastic law firm in Lagos.
God.
Why that's funny is because Naz knows a lot more about them. So
Over to you, Naz.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? So now I can talk.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
No, so basically, in my other life, I used to work with them. They did a couple of transactions for us. And then in this life, they did a couple of transactions for us.
Yes.
So basically, they're one of the biggest full-service law firms in Nigeria that they span both the private equity world and the film world.
And the
so you
cinema
say that
world.
their hands are in all pies. So hire them or not. If you don't have money, maybe don't hire them.
So if you had left it to me to speak out, I've just told you they're the best IP firm.
So
in
a lot of people know them for IP,
For IP.
but that's not the only thing they do. They do a
Exactly.
bunch of other stuff, which is why Naz knows them from his other life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So welcome, Joy.
Thank you.
No, thank you for being here. That was a long intro by Zulu.
Yes. I tried.
No,
didn't
so
I?
they gave us 5 minutes. So they are telling us that because in this diesel world that you can't be talking too much. So we have to be
Guys,
fast.
Please, guys, please hang in there. We'll survive this.
We're actually doing this.
We're finally doing this.
The podcast. Have a baby, they said. My name is Ibrahim. This
My name
is
Linda Ejiofor Suleiman.
Ibrahim. So
I think
it's-
that's why we're doing it, right?
yeah.
Do you-
Because people do not tell us things.
yes, this is us calling out our friends who have had kids and did not tell us and say, hey,
Watch out
look
for
at
this.
what you are going to go through.
That's my son is an old man.
They said I was going to be the one that would
Do the
do the
spanking.
spanking and you would be the one that would
Dialogue.
talk to him. But he was born,
And your move button was pushed.
new parent. The same way it's new to us, it's new to the toddler. Let's all grow together.
Let's get started.
IP. What is IP?
No, let's not do that.
No,
because when
no.
Zulu started the show, she's like, come in for a lecture. And everybody's like, fast forward. Haters. But don't worry, this will be our most watched episode, despite the effort of Zulu.
Yes.
To poison the well. So, film and TV lives on copyright, right? Which is the...
Or intellectual property.
Yes.
First.
No, but it's copyright now. You copyright intellectual property.
So it lives on intellectual property, which has to be copyrighted so that you can then profit off
And they are
of
not
it.
lawyers. See them already arguing.
Yes.
Don't worry,
And-
I'll help out. It's
And
fine.
so basically, we wanted to do this thing in a way that is interactive. So we're going to treat Auntie Joy, so we have now made you Auntie, as a consultant. So, Auntie Joy, meet Joe Smo, aka Damola. Say hi, Damola.
Hello.
Hi, Joe Smo.
Wow.
Yes. So you have now...
No, you have to give my nickname.
No, so you're evil producer.
Hi, my name is Evil Producer.
So Joe Schmo has shown up and said, hey, I have this
I
idea.
have my name called Damola Sha, but anyways.
Joe Smo, take away your fly, Joe
Yes.
Smo.
So Joe Writer has submitted an idea.
So I have an idea,
and
I've
I've
reached
sent
out
it
to
via
Zulu.
email to Zulu, the greatest script ever.
No. Let's do it like this now. The way they usually do it. Hi, you first DM Zulu. Hi, I saw your last movie. It was really really nice. I also have some really great ideas that I think will blow Nollywood and will be a guaranteed blockbuster. This is a synopsis of the idea. Or if the person finds my WhatsApp message, either ways, both of them, I send my scripts to Zulu via WhatsApp.
And
Evil
Zulu
producer.
does-
Ha! Great idea. Now, that studio that has been looking for ideas, here you go.
Yes.
Let's produce
So
this.
what is wrong with that picture? Go.
Okay, I think it's important to start with like foundational things and foundational misconceptions, right? So intellectual property is like this entire building, right? And copyright is maybe one of the flaws. There are also things like trademarks, design, trade secrets, which is also very big in the film industry, but no one kind of talks about it enough. So now down to the conversation between Joe Schmo and the
evil producer.
supposed evil producer.
Evil
Supposed.
producer. Why is it
Okay, you're
supposedly?
embracing it. Okay,
Yes,
that's nice. And the evil producer. So, to start with, ideas are generally not IP protectable.
Okay.
Right? Because they are loose. They're not necessarily in a tangible form, and that's kind of one of the fundamental things that needs to happen for it to become copyright protectable. And you don't need to copyright it by its creation, by fixing it into a tangible form. That's by writing it down. You have copyright to it. So you don't need to copyright
So I don't
it.
need to like go
You
to
don't
like,
need to do
like
something
a
to make it a
commission or
copyright.
something to
No.
register it. No.
There's an opportunity to do that, but you
Yeah.
don't need to do it to have
So
it. Someone wants
that
to say something.
synopsis that he has sent,
Right.
Yes.
is it
So it is.
unsolicited?
So starting from, because initially we said we're going to do idea, and then he brought in synopsis. So if it's an idea, meaning boy meets girl, they fall in love, but hey, guess what? This romance is in Mars.
Okay.
That's an
Yes.
idea, right?
That's an idea.
That's a fantastic idea, if I do say so myself. But yes, that's an idea, right? And then I take this idea and I sit down and I write it.
Yes.
And I break it down in whatever way I want to break it down. As I've fixed it into a tangible form, which is I've written it down.
Yes.
That is copyright.
Okay.
So what he has done is he has shared his copyright with the evil producer. So this is where I'm making recommendations, right?
Yes.
It's always important that there be a contractual relationship between two parties, if you want things to be safe. So if I'm protecting his interests, I will tell him, number one, if you don't have leverage, and by leverage you mean nobody knows you, you're just starting out in the industry.
Small boy, nobody knows
you. don't have anything
Now
of,
stop evil producer.
yeah,
Do it
you don't
for-
have
do it for
anything,
exposure.
yeah, you don't have anything that will make the producer take a second back, like, this one, let's be careful, or this person has something significant of value to offer me. You're just like every random person in Nigeria with a great story idea.
Yeah.
I would say, like I said, it's a romance and it's set in Mars. Like that is the basicest, and I flesh it out in the basicest form as possible while still passing on the message, right? I would say it's important for him, if he can't get Zulu, the evil producer, to sign an NDA, don't share proprietary information, right? Don't share too much about the story. Don't share too much about the idea. Let your synopsis be as light as possible, such that if you see something, if the person were to take that and make something of it, and you were to also take what you have and make something different, they become two separate projects, and nobody say, oh, is that not the film I just saw last week? Is that not, do you
So
get?
basically what you're asking them to do is to send something that's like an elevator pitch, something really short, like a paragraph.
And that's actually what you're supposed to do, because the truth of the matter is, number one, you don't have leverage. Okay. The person has not asked you to send anything. The person, like the purpose of the conversation between you and the person is not that I am talking to you because I want to produce your project. It's just, I don't know you from anywhere and you have something
Literally up in my
interesting.
DMs.
Exactly,
So
you
it's
have
a
something you
cold
want to
call.
share. You know, so just share as limited information as possible, whilst also, I mean, it's a difficult balance, I'm not going to lie. Because this is like your first chance to show this person that you have a great, idea to share, and you want to sell yourself, and you want to give as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I would say, especially if you don't have leverage, don't share what will break your heart, is what I would say. And then to go to the evil producer, it's in your best interest that if somebody reaches out to you, maybe you have, like some companies have websites where people there's an email there. What some of them do is they will indicate there, please don't send us unsolicited information. If you're sharing this with us, you're kind of affirming that you've not shared anything proprietary. Proprietary means something that belongs to you. Your copyright, you're not sharing your copyright with us, and that absolves you of responsibility. Because what happens is this, right? Because ideas are a dime in a dozen. Somebody can come and meet you in 2018, and I've seen cases, in fact, there's a particular client we worked for that they went to court and court for like 5 years. The person came and shared an idea with like a member of the marketing team, and the person never like said, oh, this is a great, person didn't even respond. He just saw something that dropped in his email. And unknown to whoever was sending to him, that company already had something in the system that looked quite, not exactly the same, but was quite similar to what he was pitching. 5 years later, this company goes public with what they've been working on, and this other person comes to sue. What could have helped that situation was there be something in either your signage, right? You have an email account, your signage, somewhere that just tells people, look, don't send me unsolicited information, unsolicited proposals, and if you're sending it, it means that you're accepting that what you're sending to me is not proprietary. What then can help is then you give what they call like a settlement release between you and the person. The person wants to share information with you. Just share with this person that, oh, by the way, this is this document, sign it that you're sharing information with me, you're not sharing proprietary information with me. If you see anything similar that comes later, you don't have a right to sue me.
Awesome.
Okay, so that's part one, and then there are two rules that have been established, right, in scenario one. As an up-and-coming person, you have to protect your IP. And to protect your IP, as you're trying to garner interest for your project, share as little as possible. Irrespective. So it can be a line, it can be a paragraph, it can be anything that says, okay, let us move from a relationship that is a query to an actual relationship. So once you move past a query and then send me more, you are protected. But when you're in the query stage, send as little as possible. Because even us, because we still, as half grown as we are, we pitch, we send people stuff all the time, and it's a paragraph. It's a, does this interest you enough to request? And once that conversation now happens, there is connection. And
I wanted to bring a little caveat there, that he's not protected just because he has now sent you a script. There still needs to be a contractual relationship.
Formal contract.
Either with the contract, or I saw something in a book I was reading yesterday just to kind of prepare for this conversation, where the writer was suggesting that, you know, your email will be like, oh, so thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk to you. As I mentioned, this is the synopsis to my story, and I'm sharing this with you because you are interested in possibly making a production out of this. I look forward to hearing from you. Please note that what I've shared with you is original and it's mine. I trust that you will not use this outside of this relationship. That alone as he has received it, that's like an implied contract between two of you. That. But if you don't put certain elements, just because you sent me your script, do you understand? Doesn't necessarily, especially if I have not told you, oh, send me your script. I have not requested it from you. I have not said, oh, I'm interested in making a production out of this, send it to me. Certain things need to happen for you to get that protection.
So it's that second leg of what you should be looking to do is create a dialogue. So I find that a lot of people try to start a one-sided conversation. But so the thing that protects you most is a dialogue, that the person has responded and said, send me more, I want to know more. That creates, no matter what the release is, because again, this is a good faith industry. You don't literally go around, if you go around stealing other people's ideas, no matter how you sugarcoat it, it daisy chains on you, because this is a creative-driven stuff, and so figuring out how to partner with people is part of the work. Now, that's lesson one. Lesson two, on the side of the producer. It's not a wee-wee world, right? You have to protect yourself also, which is, I like, because we tweet at us, everybody, don't send us unsolicited materials. But I like that thing that you said, which is that in your emails, in your signage,
but then you have to have sent out an email for anyone to see the signage.
Although you could even go as far as putting it in your bio. Oh, by the way, please don't send me unsolicited information. I mean, if you don't want to, because I mean, some people will be like, this person is very proud. Inkblot, hello, you guys have the right to be proud. It's a way of protecting, because you want to ask, because they're what they call litigation trolls. Some people have woken up in the morning and they are 9 to 5 is looking for people who are doing well in the industry and how do they milk them as much as possible. It exists. And the thing is, the more successful you are, the more likely you are to interact with trolls. So it's important that everybody, it's just, the whole gist of this conversation is everybody protect your site. You know how you're in the barracks, everybody hold your site.
All right, so that makes sense. So what you're now saying is that for something like that, we on our side basically put it out there somewhere that people can see that look, we're not taking unsolicited. ideas, scripts, whatever. The other person who's also sending should not send like a full draft of the script. Can send like a paragraph, a short synopsis that gets us excited enough to now want to have a further conversation with the person about this story idea.
I think a good place to start, if I may interject.
Yes, interject, please.
A good place to start would be to understand. You guys know about the ecosystem. I'm not going to teach you about the ecosystem. In fact, you will teach me about the ecosystem, right? But to understand what everybody owns. Because then a film is such that everybody is bringing something into the pot, and then the pot now becomes something we're selling.
Yes.
So, but then understanding that what we're selling is a compendium of different, do you understand? So you have the ofada rice, someone now brought the stew, someone brought the plantain, someone else said, let's add more. You know, so and I'll start with like the quote and unquote, the face of the film. Zulu, I know you're hungry.
It's okay. You're hungry. I know.
So boiled egg inside your father's sauce.
Yeah. So, that boiled egg is actually very important, but it's fine. I wanted to then establish what everybody holds and why it's important that everybody puts what they hold into one pot and gives access to a production company to own everything. Because I know people within the creative space don't like, why am I assigning my copyright? Why am I assigning? It just makes things tidy. Let's say Joshmo and Naz said, okay, let's flesh out this idea into something beautiful. Let's create a script.
So Joshmo got a writer.
Well, yes. Okay, let's do
wrote, please. He has been dreaming this thing.
Okay, yes, he wanted to write. Okay, so let's say Joshmo is a writer, but Naz is also a more experienced writer.
Right.
And
both of them shared rights. Okay, got it.
Yes, both of them now collaborate to form something beautiful. They now have a script.
You have to give him a name. They cannot be nice.
Credit hungry senior writer.
Wow, credit hungry senior writer.
Credit hungry writer.
Smoking gun.
Joshua and Smoking Gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's a Western type story. Right, Joshua and Smoking Gun, they've written a script together and they have an original piece.
Yes.
The beauty of the copyrights that two of them have is this. Nobody can take that work and make it into anything else without their authorization.
Both of them,
because they are now joint authors to that work.
All right, cool.
So Joshua cannot now say, anyway, I have a friend that's film house, they have told me they will produce. So I say, Netflix, you know what, speed that, what are you talking about? So both of you cannot diverse that asset.
You cannot separate the rights.
Exactly, without each other's, consent.
Unless you agree
because
contractually
if you go ahead and make a production, he can come and say, that's nice that you've done that, but I don't like this production and I want it to end today.
Yes.
And it will end because he has as much stake in the work as you both do. But let's not get into the technicalities.
Let me ask you a question. So what if I write like everything? So I've written like 5 drafts. Then in the final draft,
he
takes
edits.
a stab at it and maybe changes, maybe out of 100 pages, changes 5 pages.
So it depends on the contractual relationship
Between
or the conversation you guys have.
Okay.
And it can be that, I want you to edit this story. And let it, as in the conversation, please, by the way, I just wanted to recap that you're editing this story. I'm in no way by sharing this script with you saying that me and you are joint authors in this story. You are just editing. And maybe for the purpose of editing, I can give you a 20% ownership stake in this work, or I can give you 100,000. Take 100,000 as payments.
We're not a talking society. Confront these conversations at the start.
And I know it can be very tricky. Just have those conversations.
But it tells you that there's nothing, and this is the you see how into the weeds we got in for something as simple as co-writer. That there is no piece of the workflow in film and television that does not have a contract attached.
We're talking about everybody that made the meal.
Oh yeah, because I'm Joshmo, and I've decided
Joshmo and Smoking Gun.
I'm Smoking
Gun.
I wrote
so you have the
him
script.
to now direct.
So let's say that. So let's say that is the raw ofada rice. The script is just brought, and that's the raw ofada rice. And I was talking about how that person has certain rights, and that's why it's important for him to then divest his right to the production company. Right, that's like the caterer that is now serving the food to the rest of the public. And it's important that you have documented agreements between everybody, and that's what we now talk about. I don't know if you guys have heard of this chain of title. So if you're going to work for certain types of production companies, they'll ask you, I want to see your chain of title documentation, such that if this is a project that has 20 actors, I want to see your agreements with every single one of them. If you're having three producers, named producers, I want to see your agreements with them. You have one director, I want to see your agreements with him. You have a costumer, you have a dance choreographer, you have the music, I want to see your agreements with every single person. If somebody comes in your film and decides to sing a Beyonce original. Squeeze that mouth. Oh.
No, of course.
Do you know
Of
why?
course we'll
Because
squeeze the
you
mouth.
are liable in some way because you've given that person an opportunity to air his
We have
product on a
experience.
bigger. Do you understand?
No, but
Squeeze the mouth.
the reason why this thing matters to us so much, as you can tell, is this. We feel like a lot of the Nigerian stories are locked away under the veil of
Privacy
and life story rights.
At this particular point in time, we totally agree with your point in that, look, this thing is
Let's
vital.
have a balance,
And because
yeah.
we do not have that, we cannot tell a bunch of stories we would love to tell. We also have your bit where you feel that we should also
Just
protect the rights of the individual.
remove the person's personal elements.
So
Why do you
we
need
need to
the
find the
person's
midway
name?
point, and we'll find that. And when we find out, we'll call Joy back, and then do a sequel.
And then let me just say the final thing. This is actually our bye-bye. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy
World Intellectual Property Day.
Yeah, so what I would say is that you see how animated
Okay,
we are.
bye-bye,
No, this end. So, you see, so people always assume that IP is boring and it's dry. But you can see that it is the foundation of our business. And that's why we're all very animated about it. So don't treat IP and contracts as things that are boring or we don't want to do it. This is the lifeblood of film.
Yeah.
You have to treat it as the most
Treat
important.
it with the respect it deserves.
Yes, and last word.
Me?
Yes.
First of all, thank you guys for having me.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of this show. And to the creative industry, I love you guys so much. I'm a huge movie fan. I love talking about IP and entertainment industry all the time because I live off of you guys. Like Nigeria's stress, the reason why I have not broken down is because I have you guys to elevate the stress and make me escape. So well done. My prayer, and not to sound really spiritual, but I pray that you guys get the credit and the money that you deserve.
Amen.
You put
In the world of 650 diesel, we want it.
The creative industry puts in a lot of work for the things that we see. And it's just, I hope that you get
Compensation.
adequate compensation.
Zulu's Lexus.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, people. Bye. Hello, everyone. I know a lot of you have questions about Nollywood, and I've seen it in our comment sections. Going forward, we'll be having a segment that basically addresses these questions called Inkblot Answers. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on Twitter, on Instagram, or even on our YouTube channel at Inkblot Presents, and we'll be taking your questions going forward. Look forward to hearing from you.